p.m. Commissioner Thomas, he stepped out.
Just stepped out, so he'd be right back.
James, secretary. Paul, will you lead us in the pledge?
Yes, sir, I will.
There was a call today for
Yes.
every Christian in the United States to pray tonight at 6 p.m. for this election cycle tomorrow. So, Father, you said that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek your face and turn from our wicked ways, you will hear from heaven and heal our lands. Lord, accept our humble prayer, and God, please heal our land.
Yes.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank everyone for coming. We have a short agenda. The first item of business is adoption of the agenda. There's a couple of things I'd like to change here. If you will look at appointments on 11, the A and C, they're both appointments for Randy Franks. As you know, Randy is is running for commissioner. I'd like to postpone these appointments until December, if that's okay with everybody. Other than that, do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda.
A second?
I'll second it.
Have a motion to second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Line item 5, approval of the minutes from meetings October 17th. Is that right?
September.
September 17th.
No, October.
I'm
October.
sorry.
Yeah, we're in November, that's right.
No, that's my fault. Yeah, I've got.
Yeah. So I have a motion to accept the minutes of October 17th meeting.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes. Presentations and announcement, we have none. Citizens concerns, Ms. Courtney Ashley. Would you come up, please? There's something I have to read to you, Ms. Ashley. It's decorum. The chair shall endorse the rules of the decorum. The purpose of the meeting is the Board of Commissioners is to conduct the county's business. Meetings shall be conducted in an orderly and respectful fashion. They're not formed to belittle, ridicule, or embarrass any county commissioners other than county officials, county employees, or others. Individuals may be allowed 5 minutes to make their comments, and those comments shall be limited to the chosen topic. So your time begins. Mr. Beaver, you got it?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for having me and allowing me to be on the agenda tonight. My concern is about having a Dollar General placed at Bethesda on Lanesbridge Road at the stop sign right there. We live right next to that location. So some of our neighbors are also here, and I just decided to be the one to speak up tonight. So we are a close-knit community that live right there in that area. We enjoy peaceful seclusion from a lot of traffic and noise. That Lanesbridge Road 169 area is already busy. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. And some of the issues that having a Dollar General there will pose for us is that specifically my son was diagnosed with acute asthma. by Dr. Eddie Thomas. Many Dollar General employees, the smoking outside will cause issues for his respiratory health. My daughter is here tonight, Corey. She was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia, which is a blood disorder. She has a low immune system and just recently passed out at school on Thursday. Having that there, any type of stressors can trigger a pain crisis, which will be fatal for her. A common cold, flu, virus is also potentially fatal for her. We go to the doctor every other month just to have blood drawn, possibly get on an IV if her levels are low. Every other month, there's already intense health issues that both of my children have. Adding a Dollar General there poses more because it reduces the quality of air for them, as well as the stress of sleep deprivation, because Dollar Generals don't close until 10 o'clock, and then the employees don't actually leave until 10:30 or later. So we're looking at them being up to possibly 11 o'clock at night. That can cause an issue with their grades, their performance in school. My son is in all gifted classes. He's always been there ever since he's been eligible for, old enough for gifted. His lowest grade since he's been in school was a 93. Adding this and depriving his sleep will cause him to be at danger of his school performance. Other issues that we're concerned about are crime issues. In Hagen, Georgia, just in March of 2024, there was an armed robbery at a Dollar General store where 3 different suspects all teamed together to rob that Dollar General, and they stole $16,000. One suspect made it all the way to Virginia before he was captured. That area right there does not have a heavy police presence. So if someone was to rob that Dollar General store and the suspect was to flee to one of our homes, a police officer would not be there for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And then we would be in danger. And again, this was an armed robbery. Another armed robbery, Cartersville, Georgia, $20,000 was stolen. And it was a juvenile with he was armed and dangerous, and he stole $20,000. Another situation right there. If he was armed, robbed that Dollar General store, fled to one of our homes, we would be in danger. That little area is full of elderly people. Myself, our elderly neighbor, Dale Davis, Ms. Hall is here tonight, and some of the other ones, we would be impacted by that. Not just the danger with crime possibility, the people that normally hang out around those Dollar Generals. If you've ever been to the one on Rainier Road or even at the hospital, there's normally people hanging around asking for money or cigarettes or food, or if you can give anything for them to spare. Having that right in your front yard or backyard is dangerous, especially when you have small children. And if you've driven 169 and you know the traffic there, adding a Dollar General just increases that traffic. So if our small children or Mr. Dale likes to hang out in the front yard or outside, that traffic, they can be impacted by that. Because anyone can swerve off of that highway around those semis, it's heavy semi-traffic on that road. They can easily swerve off of that road and come into the yard, or if our kid is riding their bicycles or something, they can be impacted by that as well. So my plea tonight is to please propose putting that Dollar General anywhere else, but somewhere further down the road and not right next to our residents, so that my children, my elderly neighbors, and even ourselves aren't impacted by crime possibility, sleep deprivation possibility, or any other type of harmful possible effects from having a Dollar General there.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't normally comment on citizens' concerns, but I want to comment on this, if I may. I feel your pain. If I lived in that area, I would feel the same way that you do. But let me take you back some 20 years for Wayne County. It's been proposed and worked on numerous times to have zoning in Wayne County. The citizen says no. We have no zoning. Therefore, this commission as a body cannot do anything about Dollar General as long as Mr. Dixon is willing to sell that property to them and they follow the ordinances of the county. We have no recourse. I have spoke to the developer for Dollar General numerous times in the past few weeks because I was getting phone calls and complaints. His name and phone number is on the board. He asked me to share it. His name is Tyler Grayhill. He's the Dollar General general developer, and that is his phone number in the red left upper corner. I encourage you to call him. But the way he has explained it to me, it's not if, but when. They have a contract on the property, and you know, I've got friends that live in your area, and I know what you're talking about. I wish I had better news for you, but the citizens of Wayne County have spoken. They do not want zoning, so therefore, you know, when something like this happens in your backyard, we don't have any recourse. I'm sorry. But I encourage you to give him a call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Reverend Dare Moore.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to be able to stand before you and just present some information. By virtue of me being here and the topic that you see on the agenda, I'm not alleging that any of you has been putting out misinformation or false information. But the concern that I have is that if false information is not proven to be false information, and facts are putting out, it's just going to continue to snowball and go right on down, especially if it's coming from an elected official or whatever. Those of you that have seen me around, I attend a lot of the meetings, I attend county meetings, I attend city meetings, school board meetings. I'm there. So I've been in several meetings where people have alleged, either as elected officials or either coming up making presentations, that for whatever reason, there's a certain segment within our community that's committing crime. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. The reason I know that is because I took time to request some information from the sheriff department, and I hope that you have the information that I received from him. And I'm not gonna take the time to go down to every crime or go into the weeds and all that. But the way you dispel misinformation is to dispel it with data. You dispel it with facts. And so I would ask that you would look at page 4 in the handout that I've given you. And it says arrest that date from January 1, 2023 to 12/31/2023. Page 4. That's the last page. See that? As you look on that, I didn't put this together. But the sheriff department. When you talk about total crime, whites 527, blacks 202, American Indian, Alaska Native 2, Hawaiians or other Pacific Islanders 2, Asians 3. Okay?
What page are you on, sir?
4.
4.
I'm looking at it.
It's before the last page.
Always go in the back.
It's 2 pages.
2 pages, page 4.
That's it.
Okay? That was for last year.
Oh,
Okay, now we come to this year, January 1, 2024, to October the 7th, 2024. We look again for total crimes, white, 398, black, 141, Asian, Indian, and Alaska Native, 0, Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, 0, Asian is 2. And so what I'm saying to you is that fact spells out what you say. So those that out there that's trying to say that we have a certain segment of individuals in our community that's committing crime, here's the data. You know who committed the crime. So all we need to do is just correct it. And when opportunity is given, and I'm not saying the interview is done anything. I'm just saying that with data, you can dispel misinformation. Just put out the correct data and let it speak for itself. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Line item 8, public hearings, we have none. Old business, Mr. Speck Eccles. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Sorry it took so long. Like I said, it's been kind of a crazy couple of months, but, I think last time I talked to y'all, y'all asked us to redo these bids. I think we, found out a lot more information on pickleball and the courts and the size of it and what we need and the paint and what sticks better and this and that. So we went out and got 3 more bids on the concrete. We also got a bid from a guy down in Florida, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. They do these pickleball courts, they paint them. They have painted one here in Jessup for Dr. Bob. We went by and seen his court, and it's nice. It really is. I think he redone his driveway. We try to get a couple more bids on these people that do the painting. They really don't want to come this far. I think one's from Tennessee and one's from North Carolina. They actually kind of out of their area, they said. So the actually only bid we got, was just a bunch from Florida. But like I said, I don't know if it's expensive or not expensive, but I don't know if that's something we can do in-house. I know we can get the paint and stuff like that. But that's where we stand at. Paul, there's your, whoever wants to, that's the concrete bids right there. And then, like I said, on these, on the pickleball court, this is one he done for University of Florida. I know y'all not Florida fans or nothing, but that's a pretty good looking, court. And then, you got your colors that you can actually pick out of. You don't have to just go with whatever, but, but this stuff is supposed to be, 1 year warranty on it. He's including the nets with it.
Is it that same stuff that you
That
talked
I
about,
showed
that
you,
alpha
it's
grip
something just
stuff?
like it, so,
That's the grip, the,
yes, sir. And like I said, when we first started doing this thing, we just wanted to do a smooth finish, but this thing's got to be a broom finish for this stuff to stick. So we, like I said, we learn more and more after we've been trying to do this for 2 or 3 months, but like I said, these people helped us out a lot on just, educating us more on a pickleball court, because we was just gonna go ahead and put a slab and throw some paint on it and let's play, but there's a little bit more to it than what we thought, so.
So Kevin, you got the figures in front of you?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at them passing. And that everything's,
And that's the.
they
that's
all
the-
bid on the same.
Yes, sir.
So it's
And
painting, net,
no, the paint and that, this is a separate bid from the concrete. That's the concrete bid, and then that's,
Good.
yes, that's what I'm saying, that's,
We need some volunteers to do this.
So are the concretes local?
yes, ma'am, all 3 of them are local.
Yes.
spec I've never played the game. But I have some constituents that have called me about these courts.
Yes, sir.
And there's some kind of surface that's put down in order to prevent sliding,
Sliding,
falls.
falling, yes, sir, that's it right there.
That
This
is
is
it,
it.
Yes,
okay.
sir, that is it. That's what everybody's talking about right there.
Okay,
And, like I said, it is what it is, but that's supposed to be the top of the line. Like I said, they come back if it fades or whatever, but like I said,
And you did specify broom finish on that concrete?
yes,
Okay.
yes, and the guy also said that, I'm not a concrete man neither, but they said about less fiberglass, and it also helps it.
less
Less fiberglass, yes, sir.
for slick. For it being slick.
I reckon so, yeah.
Fiberglass usually helps it hold together.
Right, he said less fiberglass, that helps that stuff stick better, I reckon, when you
okay.
do the broom finish on it.
Did,
Yeah.
how much research have you done on this, actually applying this paint or coating or whatever it is?
Like, I talked to 2 other different companies, and it's all about the same, but they wouldn't give me a price, but it seems like that, they do the same. I reckon they use the same surface, because all of them tell me a broom finish, and, how thick it is, and I think it's got to be a certain degree for me to even put it down, but, I think these people's backed up, because I think that we in their area, I think they do a lot of Florida and all of Georgia. So, but like I said, I don't,
Do we know what the cost of materials is on this? I mean, 30,
I think that's everything, Kevin.
no, I would just like to know how much of this is materials and how much is labor.
How much is labor?
Yeah.
We can call them back and find out. Like I said, I really didn't think about that process, but I imagine
Yeah, we talking about $38,000 to
Yeah.
paint.
How many courts?
4.
That's what I'd
I
like to
think
do.
I think Mr. Bob's told me his was 18 for his one. Well, I don't know the size of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm just going off.
And we only got one bid on that, or are they the only ones?
That's the only ones that I could get.
So the city of Jessup laid down some kind of mat thing on their court. Theirs isn't painted, theirs is,
I think they use their tennis court, and it's called, it's like a puzzle you put, it's called sports court,
okay?
and they just painted on top of it. They just
Okay.
painted the court on top of it.
Oh, I think, no, there's some kind of, I think there's a surface between the, because it's got to be able to bounce, because there's 2 dead
Well,
spots, and
that's
I
what I'm
think
saying,
there's
that's
some
why-
kind of paneling thing
Yeah,
underneath there.
I think there's a mat under that paneling,
Okay,
but they said that they're not too happy with that, cause it don't bounce, the ball.
no,
don't
they
bounce
don't,
like-
there
yeah.
are dead spots in
Yes,
that, that's
ma'am.
very true.
He's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to do that.
You can't get on YouTube.
So-
How to do it.
Josh came,
Are you open for opinions, or no opinions on this one?
seen him on that show.
Okay, the opinion is that big verbiage behind us. There are, I can't imagine how much money we have in, football fields and baseball fields and parking lots and track. And am I a pickleball? No. It's not what I do. But I know there is a segment of our tax-paying community that loves that sport. And most of these people are, 40 and over. It is a big deal to these folks. And although it is a very large price tag, I don't think it's any more than what we invest in other sports. They pay taxes. And I don't see a lot of 40 and olders out playing baseball. I tried it once. I was much better at heckling than I
Well,
was.
I agree with you,
Okay.
but, I agree with you 100% on this. They older than I am, they are playing pickleball, which I probably can't do it no more than myself. But, GRPA, they trying to get a pickleball actually started for the youth. They bringing volleyball around now. Kickball is gonna finally get in there, but pickleball is probably the biggest growing sport in America right now.
So we say we're gonna play. That's part of play.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my opinion is I'm all for it. I just wanna make sure that we're not overcharged, taken advantage
Right.
of because we're a county.
Well,
I just
like I
wanna
said,
make sure
we
that
wanna
we
do
get
it.
our biggest bang for our buck. I'm
I
all for
wanna,
it.
I wanna do it right the first time. I don't wanna
That's
have
right.
to come back and make corrections and all that. We wanna do it safe as we can do it. I don't wanna go out and build something that in 2 years we say, oh man, we shouldn't have did this. But I agree with y'all. Like I said, it's a growing sport and like I said, these people that we've talked to and they have come down, we've seen their work. It's right on, so.
Yeah, safety is a major factor in this.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you.
It's, I too want to see it done the right
I
way
don't
the
want
first
somebody
time.
coming back and say, I skinned my elbows or broke
Yeah.
my ankle or whatever, I know accidents happen, but, we wanna do it safe as we can do it, and
Yeah.
like I said, that's what we for, we safety first.
Yeah,
Is
there's
any
gonna
kind
be
of
faults.
guidelines on this? Is any kind of guidelines on how thick the paint's gotta be, what, and I agree, if these people do it, we need to let them do it, if they're the professionals, but we just need to be sure that they're not taking advantage of us.
All right.
So is there any kind of specifications that comes with this, being it's a new sport for these courts?
I reckon we can go back and
Just
look at
on
it.
the lines, that's
Just
all
on the
it
lines?
shows. Yeah, 2-inch white playing lines, and just the portable nets, but that's why I think we need to. I
You know,
don't
we can do
know.
it,
When he
we can
opens the
probably get the
floor,
nets
I'll,
cheaper than what he can get them for, you know. We was more concerned about the surface, you know, we
Yeah.
can get the nets ourselves, and like I said, we was gonna put some benches and a fence around it, of course, but like I said, you know, that's the only ones we could get a bid on, and like I said, when we talked to them, these people out like, they were spot on, so they do a lot of courts, and like I said, you can ask Mr. Bob, I think he was, you know, he was fine with them, I think they did him a good job, so.
Are we
And
seeing this
theirs is on the
paint like
driveway.
I'm just envisioning this, cause I hadn't never seen a pickleboard, court. Or is it like a rhino bed liner? You know, what I'm talking about, a rhino bed liner?
It's
Like with a
It's
rubber
more
base?
like, it's more like a surface of a tennis court.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
got you, yeah.
It's more like that, if I wanna explain it to you, but you know, it's a little bit more, I reckon, cushionier, or mushy, or whatever you wanna call it. It's just like a tennis court.
And that's the reason why the price tag is,
Right,
has got
you
us
know.
all shocked. Understand.
We have 3 bids. GNC is $55,080. Lewis Concrete, $58,320. And Bainbridge Construction, $57,000. The low bid, again, is $55,080. Do I have a motion?
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Is any of these from Wayne County or?
they're all
All
local.
three of them.
All of them are
Okay.
local,
Yeah.
so the
Got it. That's
5%.
fine. That's all I want to make sure.
I'll make a motion on GNC for 55.
I have a
since
second.
they're the low bid.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes.
That GNC, now that's the same company that did our basketball court out there. So they did a good job on our concrete, so he's done work with us before, and he's spot on too, so, but yeah, he's done some concrete business for us before, so that's a good one there, so.
Get those bids back.
Thank you, Spec.
On this one, can we find out a little bit more about it before we do anything
Sure.
with that?
Sure, you want to table that one?
I think so. I mean, 'cause they gonna have to pour the concrete and they gotta let it dry for a certain amount of time
Well,
before they can put
according
the
to
coat.
this too, Kevin, I don't think this guy can do no painting if it's under 55 degrees.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So
That's right. It said 50 degrees at night. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
like I said,
Well, the way it's
Give us
going, he
more.
can paint anytime right on up till January.
that's what I'm saying. But that'll give us, if we wanna do some more research,
Right.
I'm fine with that.
If we
You know?
can.
Yes, sir.
And maybe we can reach out to some other companies, see if
That's
we
what
can
I'm saying.
find
Maybe we
another
can find
bid.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 3 concrete,
Yes, sir.
3 bids
But,
on the concrete.
We can do that. Like I said, I'll come next meeting and see y'all again, and,
Don't be coming back and we'll let you know.
you gonna let me know?
Yeah,
if I
we'll-
need to
we'll
come
call
back?
you.
Can I see the paperwork on the painting? I just want to see the paperwork on the painting. Take some pictures. I'll do a
But
little.
see,
If
the
you-
only problem, that, you know, a lot of people is building pickleball courts around us, but they're not starting from scratch like we are. They put them on tennis courts.
Right.
Surfaces is already there. So it's hard to go somewhere and see what are they building there because they're not, because it's already there. You know what I'm saying? So we actually started from scratch. And, you know, the only thing we got there is the lights, which a lot of people don't. But we got lights there, but it's just hard, but we'll do some more research and see if we can come up with some more colors or more prices or whatever we need to do.
Yeah, see if we can get some more prices, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, these 4 courts, will they be fenced individually?
We also have some benches around it, you know, for them to sit down and rest or whatever they need to do. We'll have it nice, yeah, we have it fenced in for them.
That doesn't include the sidewalks that we had talked about, maybe in between. Okay.
You know, they can, you know, right there where we're gonna build these things at, you know, they can park right up to it and they can turn their lights on and man, they can get at it, so.
The concrete probably has to cure anyway before
Yes,
they paint
like
it.
I said, it'll give us some time to
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I said, I can call him tomorrow and he can go out and start forming and move the dirt, whatever he's got to do. It's gonna take him a while to do that anyhow.
Okay.
Anytime he gets that thing poured, and we can do some more research or homework, and we see what else we can come up with.
Okay. Thank you, Spec.
Well, thank y'all.
New business, we have none. Appointments. A has been tabled till December. B, Randy Teston, term expiring December 1 for Coastal Area District Development Authority. I spoke to Randy, and he is more than willing to serve another term. I make a motion to reappoint Randy Teston to the Coastal Area District Development Authority. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
C has been tabled. D, Development Authority at Large, Sean O'Quinn, with term expiring 12/1. I spoke with Sean. Sean is very pleased to serve. He would like to serve another term. As a matter of fact, he's just been appointed as vice chair. So I make a motion to appoint Sean O'Quinn to the Development Authority at Large.
I second that.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Industrial Development Authority, IDA, District 3, Joe Alrotti, with term expiring 12/1/24. Tim?
Yes, sir. Mr. O'Roddy has agreed to continue on if we so vote him in. So that's my recommendation, that he continue to be the.
That's your motion. I'll second that.
Yes, sir.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
District 4, IDA Authority, IDA, Ralph Trapnell, with term expiring 12/1. Commissioner Thomas.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, and I want to commend Mr. Ralph Troutman. He's done an excellent job with the authority. He's been on the board 17 years and done a great job. At this point, I want to appoint Harold Stewart to that position, and
We have a motion. We have a second. I'll second that motion. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
yes,
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes. District 5, IDA, Clay Bethea, term expiring 12/1. Is that you?
That's me. I talked to Mr. Bethea. He is the manager of RIM. He's done a fabulous job, lots of experience, absolutely critical for the IDA. I would like to reappoint Clay to the board. That's my motion.
I'll second it. Okay. Kevin second that. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
yes,
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes.
Items with the county administrator.
I have one, and it's pretty good. Derek Duncan with Georgia Forestry called me, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I went out and met with one of his supervisors, a district supervisor. And they don't do this every year, but he told me that they have done it in the past, and this happens to be a year that they are doing it again, which is the state of Georgia is giving us money for all the non-taxed acreage in Wayne County. It's state-owned, non-taxed. So if you think about your WMA property and all that. We have right at 25,000 acres, just over 25,000 acres in Wayne County that's state-owned. And based on last year's county millage, we have received a check for $126,624.23.
Good news.
Yep, I thought it was too. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Madam Clerk,
All right, in your package, you had this September 2024 budget report compared to September 2023 with ARP. Revenues for '24 was $1,427,086.86. '23 revenues, $1,298,098.56. Overall revenues are up from 2023 by 9.94%. Expenditures for '24, $2,378,247.60. '23, $3,114,441.51. Overall expenses are down from '23 by 23.64%. And when I did that out, all expenses were less in 2024 except for other costs, which other costs consist of like your DA grant. It was up from '23 by $5,822.91. Your public defender was up from '23 by $3,485,011. Prisoner housing was up from 2023 by $1,575. Fire protection up from 2023 for the city of Jessup by $1,086.30. Fuel was up for Wayne Memorial Hospital in Jessup, but that is a wash because we get reimbursed for that. IDA was up from 2023 by $8,780. And hotel motel tax was up by $1,508.17. And this is also a pass-through to Tourism Board. And in the month of September, we paid 882 invoices. We wrote 403 checks to 246 vendors. And then your fund balances as of October the 31st, 2024. General fund, $2,206,243.45. Lost treasury, $8,876,759.66. SPLOS 4, $8,085,354.96. T-SPLOS, $6,247,730.68. American Rescue Plan, $2,504,692.16. And revolving loan fund, $323,515.15. That's it.
thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to address the zoning issue. We formed a committee and went thoroughly over zoning about 10 years ago, Randy? Yeah, and I think we had a good thing going, and we had some good things on there, but it did not pass. But more and more people now are calling about things. I had a lady call me just a while ago about somebody putting a halfway house next to her in a subdivision, but there's no zoning and they don't have a HOA. So I think that with things coming and things are growing with industry closing in on us, sooner or later we're going to have to address zoning, and we're going to have to take a serious look at it. Something that you can't please everybody, but something that everybody can live with. If not, we're going to get caught by surprise on some things.
It would protect a lot of people.
Yes. But, you know, people at that time had the idea that I don't want you to tell me what to do with my property, but actually it's protecting people.
Yeah.
You know, it's protecting your property.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, if it's in conservation or whatever, it's going to stay there.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Well, it's just like now, you can buy your piece of property out in the county and build you a $500,000 house on there, and nice and everything look good, but there's no zoning, so somebody can buy property next to you and put a single wide trailer there. I'm sorry, manufactured home. But anyway.
Done?
Next thing is, Mr. Administrator, where are we on the senior citizens?
I talked to Brandon Purcell today, and he and I are going to meet Wednesday with Kirk. And the drawings are back, and so we're going to sit down with Kirk to ensure that everything on the drawings is as he needs them, and see if there's any fine tuning or anything that needs to go on there. So,
Excellent.
yep,
We ready to shovel some dirt down there?
yes, sir, getting close.
I got my brand new shovel.
I want to see that.
I want to see you operate.
I grew up on the farm, my granddaddy, we had a mule named Greg.
You done?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Hopkins.
I was gonna ask the question about the, senior citizen thing. I mean, you talked about it, so you already informed me on it, so that's all I was gonna ask.
Okay. Commissioner Hickok.
A few things. One, a gentleman stopped by my office today about a road that is not county maintained. I'm sure he's watching. I've talked to the administrator. We're walking down that road. If something doesn't shake loose, we'll talk about it in public next month. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, the next thing, I want to, we had the state of the county, the Chamber of Commerce sponsored that. That was a fabulous, informative, meeting, gave out a lot of information. They do that annually. Our administrator spoke for the county for the county commission. I would love to hear the chairman be included in that state of the county. You had mentioned in the court, or in that, your presentation, that the courthouse is ready to go out for bids, the annex. Did I misunderstand that?
That we're getting ready to we're working with the Heart of Georgia to put out an RFP for an architect for the annex portion of it.
So there's nothing there yet. You're going, my question is there any information that you can share with the commission?
No, ma'am.
Okay. That's all, that was my question.
Yes. It'll be, so once we get, and as a matter of fact, I was looking to hear back from them possibly this week sometime is what they were saying. And as soon as we put that out, and the great thing about working with them is they're gonna put that request for proposal in front of a bunch of eyes instead of us just trying to put it on Facebook or, not Facebook, but our website and then the newspaper. They will reach out to a lot of folks here in South Georgia and Middle Georgia, architect-wise. And then at that point, people will submit proposals, we'll bring them back to the board, and y'all will choose, and we'll get somebody to start drawing plans.
Thank
So,
you.
yep, yes, ma'am.
My third thing is last Saturday night, I had the opportunity to go to JC Stadium, and I thought I was just gonna go listen to the Wayne County High School Band play music. I was absolutely blown away. There were, if you know the new James E. Bacon bus loop, there were at least 40 buses. There were schools from all over East Georgia. The stands were packed full, and it was absolutely amazing. The performances, 16 schools showed up and played. So the reason I mention this is, one, this group thought outside of the box to do something to showcase kids, and I think we can't go wrong if you instill in kids, hey, you can be more than 3, you can be something huge. Well, this group of Wayne County High School band kids are going to Carnegie Hall to perform in April, and this is a very, very worthy cause. And if somebody has $10, $20, $100, throw it that way to support these kids doing something that very, very few have the opportunity to do. And that's all I got.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner McCrary.
The only, I want to comment on Commissioner Thomas's, on the zoning issue. We have spoken to other counties to try to find out the way they did it, and if it's working, if it's not. Don't be calling me, we're not fixing to do zoning, but as Reverend Moore said, we need to get our facts together. I think a lot of times if you half-heartedly present something, that's why it does not pass. And from what I've been hearing from other counties, the way they have, I guess you would strategically place their zoning ordinance it allows for some wiggle room, but since we are mostly farming communities, that's the ones that do not want to be told what to do with their property. And, so hopefully we can continue, and any of y'all, if you want to reach out to some of them, because I found some very unique ways that they have implemented zoning that that would correct the Dollar General issue, but yet would not affect the farmers as much. It would, from what I've seen, it would bring it back to the commissioners and give them the opportunity
That's right.
to, at least under the guidelines, be able to, I guess you would say, encourage them to do something different.
We've had a lot of conversations about that.
Mhm.
You and with Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's all I
I
have.
say one thing, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner McCrary.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I say one thing.
Yes,
I'll be brief. I spearheaded that zoning thing years ago, and Mr. Franks was on it, did an outstanding job. He still had a wealth of knowledge on what they came up with. Amanda, we compile a lot of zoning ordinance from different counties. You still have that information, or?
I'll have to look. I
Okay.
probably do
We
somewhere.
still have a lot of information from different counties, like you said, different zoning ordinances. And what people have to understand is, a zoning ordinance, it's a living document. Once you start out with it, it's gonna change every year because things change, so you have to keep tweaking it until you get it where you want it. And you may never get it where you want it, but still, you gotta start somewhere.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. To bring you up to speed, the commissioners especially, last Tuesday, a week ago tomorrow, we orchestrated a meeting with all 5 counties in the circuit to discuss the issues with the district attorney's office. We had a commitment from all 5 counties. They would be represented by the chair, the administrator, and the county attorney. The day of the meeting, there was a mandamus that was going to Glenn County, and it mentioned in the lawsuit a couple of other counties. Because of that, the county attorney for Appling recommended that Appling and Jeff Davis not come, which they didn't. But we had a meeting with Glenn County, Camden County, and Wayne County here in this office. It was a great meeting. There was 3 things on the agenda. The first one was an audit. And if we could do this audit jointly and share in that expense. The second thing was an IGA. And there was 2 models that was drawn up, and if you'll indulge me just a minute. The way we have it now is the grant money, 5% money, is state funds for state-funded employees, the county funds, which is $2.4 million, assets from forfeitures, which is about $25,000 per year, state-paid employees directly, all the monies that the county pays, all the monies that the state provides grants for, whatnot, goes to one place, district attorney's office. These monies are spent at the discretion of Keith Higgins. The DA controls all the accounts. Budget's quite large, but got to where it couldn't make payroll. Got in debt to Camden County, got in debt to Glenn County, and, that's when all this stuff started that we've been going through. There's another model I want to explain to you. These same funds go to a central paid contract. Can I mention who that is?
I mean, I just think by virtue of our circuit, it had to be a bigger county like Camden or Glenn County.
Yeah.
So one of those two.
It goes, this model is built on Ware County, Ware County Circuit. All these funds go to Ware County. They pay the supplements, the bills, everything. Their budget is, $400,000.
I think it was like 470 somewhere.
$470,000 versus 2.4 million. Now, Ware County is smaller than, Ware County Circuit is smaller than Glenn County Circuit. Not quite by twice as big, but it's, Glenn County is a little less than twice as big. But even if you doubled Ware County's budget, you're looking $940,000, 2.4 million. This money and the budget is set by the Ware County commissioners. They control purse strings. If they go over budget, Ware County has to approve that budget increase. If they need something extra, they have to approve that money. This was presented. There's an attorney in Glenn County that's working on the IGA. We're hoping to take a look at it, bring Athling, bring Jeff Davis in to the group. It's a matter of control. It's a matter of holding the budget from 2.4 million to less than $1 million. The other thing discussed was a official complaint to the Oversight Committee. It's a chain of process, if you will. Rather than going to the Attorney General and saying, hey, we got this problem, or to the governor and say, hey, we got this problem, we have to go through the chain of command. That chain of command right now is the Oversight Committee. They don't come into office until January of 25. But what we're hoping is to get this audit, being able to look at the audit and say, hey, here's the problems. It's all taxpayer dollars, and if we can save money, I think it's well worth it. This meeting was really unprecedented. I appreciate the other counties participating. With the help of Mr. Beaver and Mr. Drawdy, we had an excellent meeting. Have not spoke back to any of those counties this week, but I intend to see if we're moving in the right direction. I think that pretty well brings everybody up to speed, doesn't it? With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Wait.
No?
Thank you for calling the meeting. Otherwise, this stays at a stalemate and we don't know our options. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for calling the meeting with the other counties so they can all talk and everybody can come to the same decision. Because I know we made one decision to take some money away from him. But this way, it gives everybody the chance to speak what they want to do, what they feel like needs to be done, and what we can legally do. So thank you for calling that meeting.
Thank you.
I second your adjourned meeting.